Guitar World magazine recently called Yvette Young one of the most gifted and innovative guitarists of the modern era, and the legendary Steve Vai praised her as a tremendously artistic person. Best known for her blazing work with the progressive rock band Covet, her unique finger-tapping technique can also be heard on numerous solo projects where she also plays piano, acoustic guitar, and violin. In addition to being a genius musician, Yvette is also an expressive painter and illustrator whose work can be seen on the cover of her band's album Technicolor, released in 2020. Because of her own personal experiences using art and music as a personal outlet, she is a huge advocate for music as a source of therapy and songwriting as a way to build self-esteem and find one's voice. Young and her band Covet are currently touring and are getting ready to release their highly anticipated third album in the very near future. And like her countless fans across the globe, we can't wait to hear what she will do next.
At it right now. Come on out. Tell us what's up, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hi, everyone. I'm actually supposed to be crammed in a van on tour right now, and I basically just flew out for tonight. I couldn't miss this for the world. This is all... Thanks, guys. This is all so surreal to me. Not too long ago, I attended one of these as a total outsider, someone who just played music for fun, and I remember leaving the event completely galvanized and uplifted by the speakers and performers like Lizzie Hale, Esperanza Spalding, Nita Strauss, Jennifer Batten, too many names to mention for the sake of the speech, but it's hard for me to even register that I'm here right now receiving the Inspire Award. Before I say anything about myself, I feel like the ladies I mentioned, amongst many others, have honestly paved the way for people like me to have a platform. And to be able to feel safer doing what I love and not have it be like surprising or frowned upon for minority women, especially in my genre, is a total privilege and blessing. My job is made easier thanks to their struggle, so I have to give credit where credit is due. Representation, showing up in the way these women have done and continue to do for future generations, is what's going to permanently shatter stereotypes and embolden anyone who feels unwelcome or inadequate as they are. And I can stand here and give you a flowery, uplifting speech about the future looking bright and how capable and full of potential we are, but honestly, look around you. At this moment, we're doing it. Talk is cheap. Our actions, the actions of my peers and all the inspiring women before me, have been showing it. And that's what tonight's about, really, celebrating our achievements and rejoicing in real, actual progress. I am an amazing company. I'm a mere brick in a towering castle of representation of all ages, sizes, ethnicities, backgrounds, and I'm just grateful to be here representing and encouraging people who look like me and have dreams like me and perhaps have struggled like me to run steadfast towards their passions with confidence, knowing that they're not only supported, but so very welcomed and cherished. I feel so lucky to be in a position where I can carry that torch and help amplify the voices of those before me. I meant it earlier when I said I would never have imagined I would be here giving this sort of speech. I'm really a pretty shy person, and I gotta be real, this whole thing scares the shit out of me, but you don't grow unless you push yourself to be uncomfortable, and this is so important and so worth it. Not to get too much into my personal struggle, but I pretty much taught myself guitar as a way to get through illness and depression. I felt powerless at the time, and while I was recovering in the hospital, songwriting and visual arts became my sacred outlets for reclaiming my voice and developing confidence. After college, I actually became an art teacher because I wanted to practice art as a source of therapy. I was happy helping younger people cultivate their passions as well as giving them the confidence and tools to work towards their dreams. But eventually, I quit my job as an art teacher to pursue writing and playing in a band full-time. And maybe it was a little bit reckless and not the most stable, but I have to say, in a lot of ways, I feel like the two jobs have a lot in common. I may not be working in a classroom anymore, but every time I get on stage and have a genuine blast doing what I love, I get an opportunity to inspire someone out there to pick up an instrument and discover the healing, nurturing power of music. That feels like success to me. Art saves lives, and me standing here today is living proof of that. While I'm on this gratitude rant, I just want to thank people who have supported me from the beginning. I can say I've worked hard, but I was definitely blessed with some very generous people who believed in me, sometimes more than I believed in myself. I'd like to thank Sweetwater for the nomination. I was actually shocked when I found out. I want to thank my piano and violin teachers, Natalie Genghis and Joseph Stein, who pushed me hard and helped me cultivate my sense of musicality. I'd like to thank all the companies I've worked with, Strandberg, Ibanez, D'Addario, to name a few, for investing in my future and giving me the tools to create when I wasn't always able to afford them. And I'd like to thank my manager, Ken, and my bandmates, David and Forrest, for believing in my vision, putting up with my crazy antics, and being down to suffer through anything for the sake of art. And lastly, I'd like to thank my boyfriend and parents for not checking me in a mental institution, for playing the same guitar riff for 10 hours nonstop, and putting up with me squeezing myself into absurd costumes and screaming into a camera to promote tours. True story. Anyways, I talked for long enough. I'm gonna play a song called Firebird, named after the first car my mom got with her first American paycheck as a flex when she moved from China. Oh, and I also wanna give a special shout out to Carmen, who is letting me use her board tonight. So I'm like, that is so cool and generous of her. But yeah, off I go.